with you in a second. Sorry, there's cattage going on.
Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden. Golden, golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden. I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Walk up the river by my sun. Feet step over splinters of the moon. Golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Gold birds, gold string, gold words, gold anything, golden. I'll follow only golden, golden,
Is Nikki in the chat?
golden,
Might need your help.
golden things.
What are you doing?
Golden, I'll follow only golden. Golden, golden things.
Hey everyone, welcome. How's it going? I'm looking at the chat. I need somebody to look after him for me, just for a little bit, just for the stream. He's just like, he's like, I need you now. I need to be here, and he's very big. In fact, we should all weigh him. Yes, we should get the scale out. Oh, Rebecca. Thanks, Saber's bum. Excellent. This is Jasper. Jasper is a monster cat. He's huge. Yeah, I mean, he's That's not following. Perhaps we should do YouTube videos like this. Perhaps new tier on Patreon called Jasper's Arsehole. And we could do some really bad internet takes like this. He's just a big tabby boy. We should. I don't know what to say. Like, perhaps we should do. Yeah, that tail goes that way. Perhaps he's been like this for a week. I have had very little sleep. I have got, and it's been very difficult because I feel terrible. I feel terrible because I keep going, Jasper, you need to go and just lie down on the couch or something. You just need to just go away. And it's so horrible because, you know, I feel like I'm pushing him away, but I am pushing him away. Saber's annoyed. Uncle Sabes is pissed off because this is, Jasper sits in his spot and everything. So I don't know what to tell you. You can literally rest a whole cup on this boy's head. He's huge. He's huge. His head is like. That is how diameter-ish his head is. Yeah, Helen, he's our Maurice effectively. I will weigh him actually, because find out how big he is. In fact, we could do it in the stream even. Get the kitchen scales out and weigh him, because he's big, and I didn't want to say girthy, but it's the internet. I know what some of you are like. So yeah, he's a big, very heavy, very large tab cat. Okay, I'm not trying to show you his butthole. I'm trying to just. You see how he's holding on to me? This is where I'm wearing a thick jumper, because if I'm not, my back will be shredded. Look, it's huge. He's just massive. This is a big cat. It's a wide-angle lens. See how he's constantly facing me like a snake? It's like just a carpet snake. And Saber is so annoyed with him. If you could see the look on Saber's face right now, it's like Saber's got the look of someone that. Saber's angry. Oh, just don't be angry. Oh, he's quite rigid as well. Saber's quite. Do you know what I'm trying to say? When a cat's like. He's not floppy. Saber is like serious. Saber's like tense. That's the word I'm looking for. He's very tense. You're right, Sabes. No, I don't think he is. I think he's annoyed. And considering I spend a lot of my life around this cat, or should I say this cat spends a lot of its time around me, very cross. What is it, Sheldon Cooper? Well, look, if Jasper and Sheldon Cooper have got similar things, well, it's just small as Saber, really. But Jasper doesn't really care if anyone's in his seat. He'll just sit on them. If you're in his seat, he'll sit on you. It's as simple as that. Great video, Mike. Thank you so much, Fox Max Fox. I appreciate that. You mean the one went up yesterday? I think you'll like the next one too. Yeah, that was fun. Jen and Quinn and Sam, they were all great sports. Such good sports about it. I should tell you all, actually, because you might enjoy this. When I aired the idea to Jen and Quinn, like 3-4 weeks ago, they filmed their segments before I had even done any research or before I had even created the script or anything. Those segments were filmed before it was just. I just went to bed and woke up to their recordings, and it was like, but you don't know what the questions are. You don't know it. You just recorded these things, so I didn't want to do them dirty. Obviously. So, what was the electric trimmer shaver for? Same as the rented jacket. It's just progressive unhinging. It's the WWE presenter mode. Is what that is. You see, we went through a number of different modalities of presenter. I wasn't sure which one I'd like, so I acted them all out. That's the WWE one, and I didn't want to damage my shirt. Otherwise, I'd have gone rah. Maybe if the channel really takes off and makes YouTube money, I'll buy disposable shirts. But no, we have to be sensible. But yeah, anyway, they just recorded their stuff before. It's just, isn't that funny? Isn't that sweet? I think it's really lovely. Like Quinn and Jen, they just recorded a whole load of stuff. But yeah, they had no idea. They had no idea what was being asked. It's really sweet. I asked Sam later after I'd had a chance to do some thinking and some creating. So Sam knew what was going on, but Quinn and Jen didn't, because they contacted. They just like, yeah, they were like, yeah, we're in, and we've also recorded stuff for you before I'd even given them lines or anything. They just volunteered stuff, which was very funny. Like Jen's got some funny bits in there, but I didn't know how to use them because obviously it's very funny. It's very funny. No, Nikki, there is oat milk that doesn't have like added stuff, fortification in it. It is, after all, oats and water blended is effectively oat milk. If you want to be basic, it can be done. But yeah, no worries. You do you. Whatever makes you healthy and happy. Do get wholehearted agreement. Read cookie dough. What's the cookie dough? What's the cookie dough? What have I missed? I logged into Discord last night and there were 500 messages unread in the general chat, obviously. And I have a little look and I'm like, what's going on? And the response is, people are talking about cheese, obviously. Somehow cheese is a thing. Poor Nikki. What's happened to Nikki? Oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm just... Okay. Right. I'm running on like 10 brain cells right now. And that's being generous. Oh, last night was poutine. Yeah, which is chips, cheese, and gravy, isn't it, Wendy? But yeah, any way to get cheese into it? Jeannie D, lovely video. Thank you. Thank you. I think it was in response to what appears to be a string of reasonably negative videos that I'd made in a long run. Not my fault. I'm not trying to talk about grief and death, and I haven't talked about war or disease, or pestilence. I could do a good gluttony video though, and slovenliness. I can do that as well. I would love to have a day of gluttony and slovenliness. That would be nice. What other sins are there? Oh yes. Oh, just go. Filter is working. Get well soon, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, actually, there isn't going to be a live stream next week, because I am going to be traveling to another hospital. Fuck my life sometimes, honestly. I will post on Patreon. Do you know what? I've got a backlog of things to post on Patreon, and I might spam you a bit on Patreon with some happy things and some blah blah things, and I'll give you an update on Patreon, I think, rather than YouTube. Just strap a GoPro. Oh yeah, I've been vlogging everything. I have a folder on my computer full of hospital recordings and video. I don't even know what to do with it yet. It's like having like random ingredients. It's like 4 random ingredients from a market. And there you go. And then you have to make something interesting with it that people would appreciate. So I have got like random clips and lots of random things and stuff. So I will probably make a YouTube video in due course. Oh yeah. Sabes, he's doing the reach out and hello. He's still quite upset. I know how upset he is based on how firm the dough is, if you know what I mean. It's a tense you've got knots, mate. You need to get a massage, you know what I mean? You need... Yeah. Carrying a lot of stress in your shoulders. I know it's Tabby Cat related. I know if I get rid of Jasper, you'll watch Saber cheer up. I don't know what to do. I need a Jasper sitter. Just for Tuesdays. You're a good boy, Jasper. I do love you. Okay. Here he is. Is he? I'm trying to put him down, but he's turning around to grab me because he doesn't want to be put down. Oh no, Emma's in. Out of the frying pan into the fire. Jasper is out. Oh, Jasper is feeling okay, but Jasper is out. Jasper is very clingy. And now Emma has arrived. Mike, send photos of Flap Flap location selfies from your travels. That's an amazing idea. I will. Possibly not on the next trip because it's only for a few hours, but yes. Yes, there will be. It's still tense. They'll calm down. I'll tell you what, I can calm him down quite easily. Sabes? He's now in his spot. Hi, Emma. Are you here to make my evening more complicated? Oh, you want to go back? You want to leave your spot? You want to take the bag? Okay. Yes. Please don't hiss, Emma. It's rude. It's live. They can't edit you out. Poor Jasper. We had a Misa type cat. I'm sorry, what's a Misa type cat? That's a new one to me. Do I know it via a different name? And fostered Fat Alan. Fat Alan is a great name for a cat. It's a great name for a cat. The tabby, to see how they get on, they didn't, which is a shame because he was a Jasper clingy tabby. Oh, right, yes. My mum loves Jasper. And Emma, very strangely. Emma is my mother's favourite. She has a pillow with Emma's face on. But she can manage Emma. She's fiery Malaysian. She has the Malaysian auntie vibe about her, so she can deal with a feisty cat. Siamese. Ah, okay. A chatty Siamese. Yeah, there are other cats. Not in this room currently, probably. There's some big deep cat beds, so they could be sunk into those. Who are you meowing at, Emma? Okay. Oh, sorry, she's meowing because Sabe is batting her tail. Sabes, don't do that. Sabes, don't antagonize Emma, please. Saber. Why are you antagonizing Emma? I don't understand. Why are they doing this today? Alright, you guys can't see this, but I might take a picture and stick it in Discord or something. So, Emma's like lying this way, and Saber's lying that way, and Emma's tail is doing this, and Saber is just looking at it like, I'm gonna bat you. Oh dear. Saber's got misplaced aggression. Yeah, Saber is annoyed. There could be a number of reasons why. Most probable is that Jasper has been all over me and Jasper's been here. Specifically here, this part of the seat. Jasper's been here and that's not on, is it? You know, that Jasper would choose to take Saber's spot. Jasper lives on the fridge, by the way, in case anyone wanted to know. Jasper's house is on the fridge. He has a private den there. Which is part of like a cat tree, but it's just like one of the box, like enclosed box parts of a cat tree. It's on the fridge, and Jasper goes in there. Sometimes Polly does. That's where I will look for Polly during Catmageddons. But yeah, Jasper likes to go in there in the box. Don't ask. I don't know. I don't know why they pick certain places. They have their own favourite things. I don't judge. Nobody asks me why I have favourite seats or favourite car parking spaces or favourite streets or prescribed directions to walk. Went on a walk with Nina not long ago, and Nina wanted to walk the wrong way down the path, which felt really weird, especially if you spent like, you know, hundreds of hours walking that way, and then all of a sudden you walk that way. It's like driving backwards in Mario Kart. It's like, it's wrong. You shouldn't do it. You have to turn around. Sylvester calls me from the back door. You have a cat called Sylvester? And then jumps to the fence and breathes when I come out. Clearly look at me while I ignore you move. Oh yeah, classic. Classic feline energy. Nice and high. You can see Emma is coming over to dish out attitude. Yeah, Emma doesn't go on the fridge. Saber does. You know, like the kittens will. You know, Anna Ferret and Dottie and Tosca, they all are definitely got on the fridge. I had Tosca land on my head the other day when I opened the fridge without looking first. Because she was on the door. I opened the fridge and she fell on my head. Fortunately, she was very soft. But she did knock open a little tin of, not a tin, like a little can of like sweet half-filled sweet corn. There's sweet corn everywhere. I was saving that. Okay. This is the content that I feel like perhaps should go on a different channel. Maybe made by a different person. It's very different to what one might expect. And I know we have some strong expectations of how things should be sometimes. I have my 11 cat spell trained now. Amazing. So we also have Catmageddon. Well, what we have to do then is do it simultaneous Catmageddon, or put the stream on like loud and I'll ring the bell. See if I can summon your cats as well. That would give us a total. It would give us a 26 Catmageddon. How amazing would that be? I always take my circular walk clockwise. Anti-clockwise just feels wrong. For me, it's anti-clockwise. And clockwise feels wrong. Do cats like sweet corn? I don't know. Actually, I do know. Boiled sweet corn sometimes. Ours don't get that offered to them, but I think that's okay for them. Split screen Catmageddon. Imagine like 26 little squares with a different cat in each. It'd be amazing. I suppose cats start doing research and studies to try and figure out why humans spend so much time staring at glowing rectangles. It's an interesting point, actually. Yeah, fridges, computers, fish tanks, phones. We do spend a lot of time staring at glowing rectangles. There's a glowing rectangle literally right there as well, and there's another glowing rectangle up there. And I'm looking at a glowing rectangle with all of your messages on it. It must be weird for them, actually, especially as that's not normal behavior for humans, like going back, you know, into ancestry. Good luck keeping all the cats there in camera. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh, thank you. I've seen cats eat sweet corn. Yeah. I don't think I have, but I think it's fine for them. If you put a moving fish on the glowing rectangle, suddenly the cats will just do. This is true. We actually have an old Android tablet. It's very, very old now. I can't even tell you what OS it's running, but it has some cat TV videos on it. So it's got like literally, I don't want to say ripped from YouTube because that makes me sound like really bad and stuff. But yeah, copied from YouTube. To play on a loop so that when we've had like cats, so it started when we had some foster cats a long time ago. I'd put this little iPad in a cat tent or inside a big crate, and it would give them something, you know, give them a bit of enrichment, and the cats loved it. But it's just a fantastic thing. Like, cats love to play iPad games, you know, tablet games, just like anyone else. Sometimes you put it on the big TV, but the problem is, at some point, the TV is going to get destroyed, because Larry loves leaping at the TV if you put like one of those cat TV YouTube videos on. They'll just literally leap. He'll leap at it, like two paws, whole body, like he's trying to leap through the screen. Tosca and the other cats will just sit there, kind of really cute, and stare and look and watch. But Larry just leaps at them. Cat's good at Fruit Ninja, yes, incredibly good at Fruit Ninja. In fact, that might be worth a stream at some point. We could do a bracket of the cats. We could do bracketeering. One of our cat watches videos and plays cat TV games on a tablet. Yeah. I remember that quiz show with 16 celebrity contestants in boxes. Let's happen amongst cats. Yeah, that would be really good, actually. That would be funny. I use music for dogs on YouTube to calm my epileptic dog. Yeah, good plan. I do the same. If we're leaving our dogs in, they also get like dog TV on as well. Like, why not? I think if anything, it would suppress like outside noises that might disturb them or make them want to bark or something. It kind of gives them that isolation a little bit. It's hard to explain, but yeah. Greetings, sentient beings. Greetings. There's a YouTuber called City Nerd who ends every video with one of his black cats. Amazing. My black cat got really into that head down mode staring at it. Okay, I could do that. We've got obviously Saber, Bruce, Lucy, and Dottie. And also Hydra's boyfriend, who I haven't seen in months. He is incredibly difficult to capture. First time I've caught you live. Oh, welcome. I'm pretty sure I've seen your username before multiple times, so thank you for being here. My brain must have thought maybe it was in a live stream, but it must be on just a YouTube comment section. So yes, welcome, Purple Rhymes with Orange. I just finished the autistic or German one this morning. What did you think? Marika, do you still have relatives in Germany? Some old family friends that are mostly in touch with my parents or my dad now. Like Facebook friends now, I guess, which is kind of sad. But no relatives. So the reason I was in Germany is because I was an army brat. So I was born there in an army hospital, and moved around. Moved to a different school, to a different house well, the postings were every 6 months, but, and I caveat that, sometimes I'd be able to stay at the same school, but the house would change every 6 months. Even if it was just down the street or into a different town or just like the other side of town, it would, but I'd end up moving a lot. So I've lived, I say all over Germany, but 4 or 5 places really stand out, Hanover being the main one. And yeah, that's it. Army brat life, which is really weird. I have to say your German accent was subpar. I mean, like, really? I thought it was quite good. I did apologise in it. I know it's a bit of shit. I haven't been back to Germany in a long ass time. I've met and I've worked with lots of German people. One of my clients who I'm just finishing off some stuff with is German. And that's refreshing. It's quite nice to work with Germans. Just directness and preferring email and not wanting phone calls. I'm not saying this, one person extrapolates to multiple people or anything like that. And obviously, whenever you make any sort of comment about anything to do with culture, you are going to get a lot of well actuallys thrown at you. This is not just me, obviously, but any of us. And obviously there are generalizations, but in that particular video, generalizations was the point. Like, take, for example, eye contact. The whole eye contact and autism thing is actually sort of interesting. It's an interesting conversation. It's an interesting thing to discuss and think about. Mostly because, Western eye contact values, like American, sort of mostly European, British definitely, Australian, New Zealand, I don't even know about South Africa, I can tell you, but Western cultural values are very much like you make eye contact, you smile for a certain amount of time, you stand in a certain way, you introduce yourself in a certain way, you communicate with certain small talk. And that sort of British script I can do reasonably well. Like, you just can't when you're immersed in it. It doesn't mean I come across like a fucking idiot a lot of the time, but I'm sort of used to that now. It's less of an issue now than it was in my earlier life. Like, as you get older, you also give less of a shit too. But this was a big bugbear in my 20s, it was a big bugbear in my teens, but big bugbear professionally in my 20s, after graduation, massive bugbear in my 30s. I've got a million stories, which I can bore you with, and have done so, and will continue to do so. But in Malaysia, in the East, you don't make eye contact. Eye contact, like from my mother won't be making eye contact by sort of staring at you in the same sort of Western way. My dad does, my dad stares a lot. My dad gives too much eye contact and mum gives too little. Culturally though, what's that got to do with autism? In fact, it never really had anything to do with autism. It just became popularized in the US, particularly in the US, that eye contact was a diagnostic value. It became a bit of a golden bullet, a silver bullet, sorry. A bit of a litmus test, a bit of a, well, are you or aren't you? Have you got a broken leg or not? X-ray, there's the crack. You've got a fucked up leg you need a cast. You know, can you make eye contact with me? Yeah, right. Well, you're not autistic then, fuck off. So it kind of became a bit of a shorthand litmus test, but it was never thus in the early history of autism. In fact, the early decades, and you know, even for most of the world, you know, super Western centric kind of viewpoint culturally. And obviously, not every German, not every autist, obviously. But then again, I don't know. I don't even think Germany is the most autistic country anyway. I reckon it's Finland. I reckon it's Finland. And I can die on this hill. I can argue this, I think. Because I was thinking Japan. For quite some time, I was thinking Japan is like, and I'm not saying it's an autistic paradise, but I'm saying like, if I were trying to map autistic traits, Iceland is also right up there. But if I was trying to map criterion against, you know, culture and against sort of autistic, I guess criterion would be the autistic traits, features, characteristics, predominantly Western ones. How would they match? You know, what would be a sort of social expectation? Would I be able to go and get some food without having to do the weird sort of social dance with people and then come across like an idiot? Which I do all the fucking time in restaurants. I haven't figured that one out yet. I'm working on it. It's really weird. But, you know, I no longer think of myself as stupid. It's great, isn't it? Bit of self-esteem. It goes a long way. Smear it thin. But yeah, I mean, you know, Nordic countries are quite good. Switzerland, I've heard some good things about in the comment section. Finland feels very autistic to me. I hate when everyone shows up on that stuff. Yeah, Finland's like super introverted. I've been to every European country except for Finland and Portugal. I know you can argue technically, blah blah blah, but yeah. Japan places a lot of attention on reading what people are feeling rather than saying things aloud. Interesting. In Japan, they're just like, oh, it's a foreigner with a high... I think it might also be that. So, like, culturally, if you stick out, it can also kind of cover up a lot of stuff as well. Like, it's like, all right, yeah, you're a foreigner, so, you know, obviously that's why you're coming across like a Dumpfkopf. Just because you're not looking at someone constantly doesn't mean you're not taking notice. You're going to be a great listener. Yeah. I need movement experiences. Charlie, 100%. Yeah, totally. Do a pilgrimage. Nothing wrong with it. My son was... He isn't really anymore so much, mostly because of... Well, I'm about to say something about Ubisoft. But he's a massive Assassin's Creed fan. And by massive Assassin's Creed fan, I mean talk him out of wanting tattoos of Ezio Auditore La Firenze or whatever. He's a massive Assassin's Creed fan. Just he has a lot of Assassin's Creed merch. We went on an Assassin's Creed pilgrimage to Rome, and that was great. Because we literally just went like to all the locations used in the second game, or the second trilogy of games. That was great fun. There was a YouTube video somebody did which kind of inspired it. We didn't do Florence. Although he did actually, although he did do Florence, he went with his mother like a year later and went to Florence. So actually, I haven't been, but he has. Yeah, he went and did the second part of the Assassin's Creed pilgrimage. It's kind of funny. So yeah, I mean, go ahead and do your fictional universe pilgrimages. I highly recommend it. I couldn't imagine. Yeah, Mrs. Bifflechips, you're going to Italy in less than a month. Amazing! I'm so happy for you. Oh my god, that's cool. It must be the coolest dad trip ever. I can post a couple of pictures in the Discord. Yeah, defo. Let you remind me. Don't. Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah, I can share them. I'll post a couple of pictures in the Discord. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool dad trip, I'd say. But yeah, it was only ever an Assassin's Creed pilgrimage. We went to the Vatican as well because obviously, I don't want to spoil the game, but like the Vatican it has there's some scenes in the game that take place in the Vatican. So we went to those sites as well. Go look at the big pineapple, etc., etc. It's all Assassin's Creed stuff. Very funny, very very funny. The only problem is with a kid who's like super into history. He wants to do an awful lot of trips, you know. So, like, what you get with the Assassin's Creed? I mean, to be fair, like, obviously the Dane stuff. If anyone ever goes to York, there's an amazing Viking museum there. If you're into Vikings or AC Valhalla, which is a rip-off of Vikings. Like literally, like there's so many stories they could have gone with, but they literally ripped it off the TV show. Yeah, there's some amazing things to see. The Jorvik Museum is amazing. The one thing I took out of that was that they had the same animatronic cats in there that my mum has. Speaking of which, she needs a new one because she's broken hers. She thinks it's just sleeping. I need to go and get... and fresh batteries don't help. But they are super expensive. But then there's... gosh, what is it? Oh, that was right. Yeah. The skeletons, the human remains, their teeth are amazing. And their hair is amazing. Their hair is better than mine, and their teeth are better than mine. And they've been dead for fucking hundreds of years. I don't know how they did it. But they did. Way more stylish. I mean, I think I look better than a corpse does. Like many hundreds of years. But, I'll be honest. I was a bit surprised. I'm like, why does this corpse look so good? Jorvik Viking Museum, well worth a visit. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, Ireland's quite good as well. I haven't been to Ireland, but yeah, I know it's like super close and everything. If you're into Game of Thrones, blah, 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 blah. You can do very much. Thank you very much, Autism Addict. The lighting helps. Except when I'm filming outside in the dark. Sorry, I'm just putting some fresh socks on. Because I need warm. Mike, have you been to Greece? Do you know I have been to Greece, but I was like 2 years old. I have photos from Greece. I have photos from Cyprus. It was part of the same trip. I don't remember any of it. I believe it's me in the pictures because there's pictures from like before and pictures from afterwards. I'd like to think I have some memories from that time, but I really don't. Not at all. Hi, Emma. I will get the treats. Just give me like, I don't know, like 15 minutes, 30 minutes. No, later. Later, Emma. Half hour. She says now. Yeah, Saber is lying there in a weird position, but he's lying down and he's sleeping, sort of. He's not sleeping. He's doing that thing that cats do. That I can see him breathing, so he's alive. This is good. But he's just not really. Oh, he's looking around now. Crispy meows. Yeah, they are crunchy, aren't they? It's just her meow. She's got the funniest meow. She's quite crunchy meow, and she huffs as well. She huffs and puffs when she's angry. She's like, it's very funny. It's very funny. Weird sounds for cats to make, but very funny. Obviously, if you hear it, you are in danger. Greece is lovely. Full of abandoned villages. We could go and start an autistic renaissance in the Greek Isles. We do have some Greek autistic cats though. We're ticking off the countries quite well, I would say. South America is a bit empty. Next video, top 5 weird cat noises and what they tell you about autism. I need to visit my family homeland in Greece and in England. Yeah, you do. You do. Emma's you can see the tail, right? I'll try and move, but this might put me in pain. Ow, 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 Emma. Emma's on my leg, right? But she's kind of holding on tight. She's very top heavy, and any subtle movements, then the claws come out just a tiny bit more. It's like stay still or pain. Having said that, also I guess depending on how sensory seeking you are, Emma. Cardiff to Bath. Bath is nice. Cardiff's lovely. Cardiff's just beautiful now. It's really developed. It's super modern and stuff. It's like any modern big city now. And pretty villages at the sea. Yeah. You should wear chains or trousers. Yeah. I need like shoulder pads for when Jasper's around because he tries and climbs me. I'm not sure about the time, when the time changes, Miss Pat, and thank you very much. I have 3 or 4 hospital visits, but we're coming to the end, hopefully, but yeah. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of medical stuff. I'm sorry. I'm not. I sort of, part of me is also I've been reasonably lucky and not needed to access it much. But still, I'm sorry. I'm trying to put one of these diamonds back on the cat thing. This. Thank you very much, Emily, for this. I try and keep it as alive as I possibly can. It is missing some of the diamonds, but a Diamante cat. See, so missing from the corner, the bottom. But it's pretty pristine, and in heavy use. Like it gets very heavy use. The other one is protecting my power button over there, and it's underneath the blarge, right here. I should probably change that tape to black, shouldn't I, rather than orange, because you can see it on the camera. Right. Polly. Here we go. Mm-hmm. Okay. You're very spiky. Very spiky. Down you go. Whenever Polly jumps down, she disappears into a smoke bomb of her own making. Like literally, like, do you know what I mean? She's like, forward roll. And then poof, there's like smoke. And she just disappears. She's so weird. That cat is so weird. There's something genetically broken and strange about her. I don't know about broken, but like, I've never seen anything like it, you guys. I've spent a lot of time, like cats being a bit of an interest of mine. I've spent a lot of time with and around cats and learning about cats. Polly has got the most weirdest coat you'll ever see. It's really thick. You know, you get like double coated cats. Well, Polly's like quadruple coated, and you'd have thought that she'd be bald, right? With all of the fur that she sheds. It's not even funny. It's just the weirdest thing. It's funny, but it's just weird. It's weird. She's different, not broken. This is true. But also, I kind of would love to get her genome sequenced. There's something here. There's some mutation that could be interesting to the feline sciences. That's what I'm saying. I'm not suggesting like autism genomic research. I'm suggesting polygenomic research. It's cold in England, mate. Needs coats. Coats even in the summer, in the height of the summer. She's just literally she's a puffball mushroom. Like Emma's got a decently thick, nice, lush coat. Emma, sing the song of your people. Beautiful, beautiful. You're all in danger now. Yeah, she's got a nice coat, but and she doesn't shed like Polly does. She wants her treats now. She wants treats. Emma has learned to associate being an absolute dick to me on a live stream with treats. It's been 2 years now. And Emma's sort of learned that the only way to appease her is to either stop the stream or give her treats. It's really weird. But this new behavior has developed in Emma. And it happens on Tuesday. And it happens when she hears me talking here. Because I don't talk here, do I? I'm silent here normally. Isn't that weird? If I record a video here, sometimes I record a video here using this camera and everything. But she will also be like that then. So it's not like she can tell what Tuesday is, but she does use it to get more treats, yeah. And she sits with me peacefully throughout most of the week, but when Tuesday comes around, when I start talking and moving my hands around or whatever, she suddenly, no, stay with your fish, Emma. That's it. Cool. No, I don't think she can tell day of the week, but I think she can tell when an opportunity arises. I've had to stop streaming because the dogs bark for treats. Just feed them. Just chug them with treats. Feed them beforehand. Autistic Barbie, what's this? Is there a post about not changing the mind about Autistic Barbie? Are we being fetishized? My difficulty, not yours, on that one. I don't know. I did a like a reaction video to the Autistic Barbie a while back now, and I haven't really changed my mind. I'm still sort of tentatively happy about it. I'm not thrilled, and do you know what I am not? I'm not super disappointed that Autism Speaks is involved. If Autism Speaks were involved and I were to, talk about them, yeah, it's because you're not paying attention to her. I don't know if she's like, if Autistic Barbie is in some way fetishized. If you rule of the internet, and I forget the number, if you can think of it, there is a fetish about it or whatever, right? So in some respects, there is always going to be a degree of fetishizing, neurodivergence, whatever, which might then attach to this plastic doll. But I think there is a bigger issue of fetishizing. Why can't I say it? What's wrong with me? Why can't I say the word? Let's come up with another word. Fetishing. Fettuccine. Fettuccine is what I'm going to say now. There is a larger problem of fettuccine, of autistic traits and characteristics, which kind of comes along with infantilizing as well, which also kind of is ick, because it's like, that trait is kind of like seen in children and adolescents, and often autistic people sometimes don't fettuccine it. Sometimes I definitely get the ick from that, but then I just sort of, I deal with it personally by just avoiding social media. I do legit rely on you all as the crowd brain to tell me what the hell's going on, because there's a reasonable chance I'm not going to have a clue. I'm going to be I am so much more I'm just in my own world all the time, and even on my YouTube videos where I try to make them easier and shorter and more fun and stuff, I end up going like weirdly deep and missing stuff, like a horse with blinkers on. So yeah, I'm not going to be aware. For example, Sabine I keep wanting to call her Hofstadt or Hofstadter. Sabine, I did not realize, also made a video which kind of just asks the question, or jacking off, if you will. Why is everybody trans now? She did a trans version of that autism video, which I haven't watched it all, but I have seen it. I know it exists. I've seen it. Okay, all right. I see where she's going with this. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have made my video, but I kind of wanted to talk about culture, and I guess she gave it a platform or a stage to do that on. But I didn't know that about Sabine. I didn't know that she was into some I'm not trying to say being anti-establishment is bad, because there's definitely a place for it. But like, I didn't know Sabine had some interesting friends and some more interesting views on her channel. It's like, I mean, I don't want to say it's like easy, but it looks to me from, I guess, one side of a fence looking over, that if you start sort of pandering to that demographic, the vaccines cause autism demographic, the ABA friendly demographic, the kind of trans people are crazy kind of demographic, if you kind of do that, it's quite good for you on social media. Like the current sort of social environment is very friendly towards that sort of collection of opinions. And I'm not trying to make any value judgments here. I'm trying to be as bland as I can, but like, I didn't realize Sabine was making a bunch of stuff around that area. Because I'm just looking at her claims and then looking at the data. And to be fair, one of the meta studies that I quoted, which kind of debunks her a bit, was after her video. It was from 2024, not 2020, and she posted in 2023. So, to be fair, her video was bullshit in 2023 as well. It's just more bullshit now. It's like, the extremism bit was funny. I just like, the extremism comment was hilarious. It did amuse me. I was tickled by it. It wasn't a one-off either. It was multiple times. And the implication that if something is a charity, then it must be there for human good. That is not the case. It is a vehicle. It is a tax planning structure. It is not an objective moral good to have a charity. It just means it's non-profit. It just means the distributions have to be spent in accordance with the mission statement, which in Autism Speaks' case is very, 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 very expensive dinners. So yeah, I mean, if that's what you're into, I suppose you can get a charity incorporated to have expensive galas and shit. I used to be a charity trustee. I've got a reasonable amount of charity governance experience, actually. Happy to talk about it. But yeah, honestly, yeah. When Sabine is saying like, I have to let you know that these crazy extreme autistic people, these mad crazy nutters over there, well, they're attacking a charity. I have to remind you, it's a charity. as if it's the Red fucking Cross or Doctors Without Borders or Medicine Sans Frontières, or there's another one beginning with E that has reasonably good numbers. But like the plushy technical. Mass trans, yeah, I'm honoured to have entertained you during a break. I hope everything goes well. I hope your call with your mum goes well today. I hope that's okay for me to say. But the Red Cross, Yeah, look, I've got a large number of charities I can name as well, which are just off the wall. I've got to say, Autism Speaks tops the list by quite some way. Notably because Autism Speaks, in its current form, is form the right word? Guys, GUISE. Well, they're all about like expensive dinners and galas and shit. They're not particularly about supporting autistic people. It blows my mind why anyone would donate just looking at the numbers. If you give them $10, you'd be lucky to get a few cents going to some family who needs support. So yeah, I just think it's interesting because yeah, charity doesn't mean incarnation. Yeah, that's a better word. Any iteration? Yeah, incarnation. Yeah, incarnation is the best one so far. Do you have a better word than incarnation to describe the current phase of Autism Speaks? I'm starting a new non-profit called Autism Screams. Autism Stims. But yeah, anyway, it makes me sad a little bit, I suppose. But the video wasn't really about Sabine. It was more about cultural masking of autistic traits. That's really what the video is about. It's just set to the backdrop of Sabine's video. Autism Shrims. Remember to shrim the like button. I'm sorry it was mildly camp. I only realised when I was editing. Yeah. I didn't realise it was suggestive German as opposed to just... no one's given me shit about it as far as I can tell. And if anything, they probably should. Autism flaps, yeah? Remember to flap your autism. I'm sorry it went. There was also a segment in there where I had a bit of a weird kind of southern bell accent I detected in the edit as well, and I'm like, well, it's too late to change it now. It's going in. What else am I going to do? Just cut it out or redo it? I'm not going to redo it. I don't have the energy for that. So it's just stayed how it was. I didn't realise I was being weirdly camp. I think it was the phrase stimming that did it. You should all try it now. Try it with me. Stim the like button. It just unlocks a persona in you, doesn't it? Stim. Vaguely Eurotrash vibes. Yeah, I know. It wasn't my intention. Not that, to be fair, Nikki, not that I wouldn't do a overtly Eurotrash vibe character. It just sort of accidentally happened. Sean Connery also, yeah. Oh, I had a great time. Yeah, had a great time. I wasn't even aware. Did you do your accents for narrative voices in your head? Yes. The Southern Belle thing, the Southern American accent was unintentional. That was just meant to be a calm opposite to the WWE presenter that I had written down in my script. Because I was like, what kind of things are there? You know, there's obviously the televangelist, there's obviously the WWE one, there's obviously the QVC, you know, but wait, there's more, you know? So I just came up with a bunch of characters, like a bunch of different, the game show mic was a different bunch of different game show mics. There were loads of them. But I only did one take, which just meant shrim. I think it was because I was like, oh, shtim the like button. Shtim it. Shtim the like button. In my era, it would literally be pronounced stimming. Amazing. Stimming. I'm going to go shrimming with Mr. Shrimmer. I'm going to go stimming in the water. There's a bit of there's a little bit of Sean's love shot. Yeah, I guess there's a bit of Sean Connery in there. A little bit like, my name is Stim. 00 Stim. Stimming, not stirred. The cheesy smile. Did you like the teeth brightening, and the makeup and the? I had so much hair wax in my hair Okay, I had so much hair wax in my hair that the second I finished doing the stim the like button line, I had to run and wash it off. It was disgusting. It was horrible. It felt so unregulating. It was horrible. Did you edit a sparkle on teeth? Oh, no, that just came with the American accent. Just... Apparently when you do a big American smile, I don't know if any of you know this, but one of my own little Easter eggs in my editing software for that clip was, I called the file, hang on a second, I'm going to open it now. So you know I'm not lying, okay? Hang on. There's so many Easter eggs that you guys don't even see. Hang on a second. Here's one of them. I don't know if any of you are going to get this. Hang on. Sorry about this, I have to look really closely because my eyes are not... Here you go. Right, here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Here's the Easter egg, which no one can see because it's just here on my computer. Okay, here you go. Can you see that? Hang on, let me just... Because I've opened my editing software. There we go. That's the name of the clip from the recording. Does anyone get the reference? Does anyone understand it? Come on, server XP if anyone gets it right. Come on, please, someone get it. Please don't make me feel all alone and weird. Please, someone get it. Please, someone get it. No, it's the name. It's the he loves my American smile.mov. None of you are going to get it, but you should. Is it a Taylor Swift thing? Yeah, it is, Charlie. Yeah, it is. London boy, Taylor Swift. Leslie. Leslie's got us. Leslie's got it. Leslie's got it. Yeah. Yep. He loves my American smile. It's from London Boy. Yeah, Taylor Swift song from the Lover album. No. It wasn't meant as an Easter egg. It's just my brain. It's not relevant to anything. It's just I'm like, I'm naming the file and I'm like, he loves my American smile. Like a child when our eyes meet, baby, I fancy you. Yeah, you got it. Exactly. Harry, I don't like Taylor Swift songs, which is why I'm doing double duty for you, so that you can get into love a song with a Bristolian accent. I think of it like that. Yeah, it needs to be a cover. Actually, when I was in Bristol, there was a Taylor Swift tribute. But it wasn't there on the day I was there, and I'm like, oh my god, I really want to go and see if they sing "Lover" like a Bristolian, which they would do, which they absolutely would do. Oh. Come on. I got a floof. Jesus is the answer. Easter eggs for all the first real chocolate ones. Oh, Hydra, have you got sharp things in your tummy? Come here. Hydra, baby, come on. Yes, come here. Grab. And check. And does she have a thorn in here? No. Yes? No? I don't know. Hard to tell. A lot of floof, though. That's a lot of tail, isn't it? Like... Say something, Hydra, nice. Remind everybody to hydrate, please. Please, please, please. She says no. She says, I hope you all starve. She's very rude. I can't describe it. Maybe just Hydra today. She's just being rude. I think covers his songs more, but yeah, good songwriter. Oh, what are we talking about? Are we talking about cheese? Are we talking about music? Cat doesn't work for free. Fox. Yeah, basically. I need to get the treats out. 2 minutes tea break. I've run out. Well, I've got tea actually, but it's kind of cold. I need to microwave it or something. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Ads might play. Yeah, I'll come back with cat treats. There we go. So I'll see you in 2 minutes. Let's do yeah, Emma.
Come on, soft, turn the key and cooler on. Push the pause for relief. Free pass, you don't even have to ask to be the cat in the sun. Someday I will see the whole deal through today. I've got better things to do. Okay, to leave a little bit undone and be the cat in the sun. Be the cat in the sun. Set aside every empty spreadsheet line and loosen up on the grind. Simmer down, settle back and mess around. Be the cat in the sun. Someday I will see the whole deal through today. I've got better things to do. Okay, to leave a little bit undone. Be the cat in the sun. Be the cat in the sun. Stretch out, lean back, be the cat. Stretch out, lean back,
Hello, I'm back.
be the cat.
Good dreamies. Okie doke. Okay. Right. You excuse me? No, need to wait 30 seconds. I think it's looped. Right, here we go. Transition. Ha 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 ha. It's food time. Oh, hey, Kay. How's it going? Oh, hello, Saber. Saber's back. Oh, we also have here Tosca. Okay, I appear to have all the animals. I'll just do that. Oh, Bruce. Hello, Bruce. Bruce. This is Ferret, obviously. Yep, this is what happens when you need to... Sorry for the arsehole. That wasn't intended. Polly will not be forgotten. She's actually over in the corner of the room there. Right. Hello, Ferret. Lucy. There is a Dottie. There is a Gibson. Here's a Larry. Hang on. Let me just... proof of life. There's Larry. He's going back for his food now. I'm not going to do that with Emma because Emma is Emma. This is Bruce. Sorry, Bruce. The cats are trying not to be grabbed. Oh, grabbed it! Okay, this is Tosca. Ow, Tosca. Tosca's very big. She's very fluffy. Okay, taking her place is Saves. Hey, psst, psst. Also Beefus, Ginger Boy. Where are we at? Emma, as you know. Polly in the corner. I'm just going to go give her some treats. In the corner. I just unceremoniously just dumped a handful of cat trees onto Polly. So she's just white, but with a handful of these on top. She looks like a cake. There you go, on the piano then, which is kind of gross, but all right. It's such a pain in the butt though, cleaning like behind the thing. Hello everyone. So what's new? What's this? Hydra? Oh, sorry. Not sponsored. I'll turn it around. If they want it to be shown on the stream, they have to supply other brands are available. Think about other brands. What are we talking about? What's going on in the chat? Sorry, has Saber's butt just... Yes, it has. Thanks, Sabes. Oh, what do we have here? 8:47 PM here in the UK. I'm ready sleepy. Yeah, me too. I'm feeling it as well. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe it's... How's everyone's sleep pattern doing? I've had like 4 hours, 52 minutes of sleep. So I could do with catching up on that a little bit this evening. Tomorrow's a hell of a day. Trudy goes to the vets. She has some surgery. She's okay. But she has a benign tumor. So it needs surgery. And there's a fair bit of vetty stuff going on at the minute. What else is tomorrow? Oh, I've got just a bunch of like admin-y things, lots and lots of admin-y things. Oh, and I have to plan out a script for a video that's going to drop at the weekend. So I'll be working on that too. It's all good. Oh, great. Steve's been very hard. It's been very anxious. Yeah, I know. It's so annoying, isn't it? Why do our brains do it? When we're anxious, like, why is it that... Because obviously part of the solution is to sleep and rest. Yeah. It's annoying, isn't it? It's like, It's the least helpful thing, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's like, well, I wish I could be designed slightly differently. It would be quite nice to be able to have a little bit of a rest. We'll still do after party. This is not, I'm not sort of complaining, as it were. It just is. It just is. It just is. Don't look at me like that, Ferret. Do not eat me in my sleep. I don't think the cats would, you know, but I reckon ferret. I reckon if ferret's like, if I don't detect a pulse for 10 seconds, all right, I'm biting off your fingers. I think that's how ferret. I think that's ferret's policy. Yeah. She's like, I'm gonna eat your ears. I had to put it on Monday morning. I had to put it all night and see which was difficult. Oh, I'm sorry, Charlie. Marcy, yes, understood. Understood. I don't think it's always going to be like that. Is my light falling? Oh, just had a light emergency. Bomb, bomb, bomb. That was also a metaphor. Okay, that was also a metaphor. Unfortunately, the light is now pointed at the wall as opposed to me, so it's going to look like I'm being interrogated by the CIA in some weird black site. But other than that, we'll just go with it because I don't want to risk anything breaking again. Guys look so innocent when the lights came back on. Oh, dearie me. Yeah, so the camera shut down because the lens wasn't moving, so it had a lens error on it. Just if anyone's interested in the technicals. When a light lands on the camera and the camera goes, I can't autofocus. I'll just go switch myself off. We've seen it. Yeah, you should be able to. It should be a much less pleasant me versus a more lit me. Hang on a second. Now, man, what did I do? What are you moaning about? Are you okay? Are you good? Oh, you are working. Let me just unplug it and plug it back in again. Let's go with that. That's always good. Okay, let me just do that so that it's a bit less boring to look at. What's going on with the camera? Yeah. Okay. Slight issue. So, even when the camera's turned off, I can't remove the battery because it's trapped. It's in a rig. Even if I remove the power and turn the camera off with the off switch, it's still on. But it's on and not working. So, where do we go from here? I suppose we could go to the after party, but hang on. Let me see if I can do the thing. Let me just do this. Don't look at me, cats. cats. Cats are all looking at me like I've done something bad.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow home. Golden, golden, golden.
We turn it off, and we turn it back on again. And we hope for the best. That's how we do things. That's how we do things around here.
Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and a hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow home.
Sabes, please don't eat the bag.
Golden, golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything. Gold,
I do not wish to be defeated.
I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things.
Oh man, I do not wish to be defeated. Okay. Huh. Let me think out loud for a second. I used to be really set up for all of this sort of stuff. I used to be like so on the ball. I think the camera wants to be off for a bit, if I'm honest with you. Okay. Let's try. I think we've been defeated. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. I think I can undefeat this.
Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things.
Okay. Right. Okay. Hang on.
Appalachian sunrise
What can I do?
meets my skin.
Right.
Even with my
Okay.
eyes still closed, I can feel it coming.
It's not always like this. Okay. This is my phone. Phone, everybody. Everybody phone. Right. Hello, everyone on my phone, which is just propped up against the speaker right now. Isn't this a lovely angle? No, it's not. It's horrible. Let me just do... Okay, right. Okay, so, sort of. Okay. How's it going? How are we all? Okay? So, phone, which is weird. You just my phone is just propped up. Literally, if a cat so much as breathes near it, it's going to fall over. I like seeing the background paintings more. Oh, right, yeah. They're amazing. They're incredibly beautiful. And this art here. This is by Yannicka. This is by Alicia and Emily. And then there's some things here. This is from Plutonium Lolly here. It's cut with some handmade art on it, which is very, very pretty. How are we all? Shimmy. I guess I don't need this wire anymore then. I never noticed this thing, Glass Infinity. It is there, and it's incredibly pretty. I have to herd Emma right now, away from the phone. I'll use my iPad to make a wall. I don't know how workable this is, but it's not normally like I can't move either. I'm like, hang on, I can move this and then that, like this. See, we can sort of bring this back, kind of. This isn't the worst thing in the world, is it? We heard Emma earlier in the stream. Guaranteed. My odds of herding one cat is going to be significantly more successful than herding multiple cats. Currently, I see multiple. We've got Hydra, Bruce, Gibson, Saber, Anna, Emma, Polly, and no Jasper. I'm on Steam pretty well. Oh, also the Nudibranch plushie is also. Okay, are we going to show and tell mode or something? Maybe another time. I'll do another show and tell in a bit. Maybe it's ushering a single cat. Maybe. Hi phone, polyhair on the mic. Yeah, loads of it. There's just polyhair everywhere. Compared to the other cats, because cats shed like a normal cats do, domestic short hairs, blah blah blah. But Polly is something else. She's like a husky. Move chat box to the side of screen. Oh, sorry. I thought I'd done that. Yeah, if you do that, then it's gone. I removed it, but I forgot to transition. Sorry. So on my little preview screen, sorry, that's Emma. I can't do much about that. It's a talking head on an Emma. The fire is lit. The fire is on. Hello, Emma. Emma. Don't bite me. This is a bad time. Nope. No buttholes, Emma. No buttholes. Fortunately, her butthole is body coloured, so it's kind of like her nose. So it kind of everything all blends in. She's quite a fashionable cat in that respect. Like Polly's got a pink nose, but she's got pink nose, pink ears, but she is white. Whereas Emma's just grey all over. Extreme Emma close up, lovely. How do you do what? How do I do what phone? No, it's literally just my phone. My phone is just literally just very, very badly balanced. Leaning on a, it's like 10% leaning on the monitor, 90% leaning on a speaker. And it's on like a wooden platform. So this is not great, but we do what we do because we can. If you ever wonder why other creators don't join me necessarily on the path of live streams, you probably get it by now. Ditto going outside and filming. Going outside and filming and dodging the weird perceived looks. But yeah, it is interesting though. There is interesting stuff out there. And also I do like being outside. It's better than being inside. Well, it depends. Right now you want to be inside because it's just raining. It's terribly wet outside. No earthquakes allowed. Yeah, well, an earthquake would end the stream, full stop, I think. So, yeah, so there will not be a stream next Tuesday at this time. It might be moved. So a stream might happen at this time-ish, like moved a bit, but we'll have to see. You might get an impromptu live stream next Tuesday, but there won't be a normal one at the normal time. Maybe Wednesday, but I don't really want to commit to Wednesday because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. So, yeah, I want to say Wednesday, but I don't want to promise you things that I don't... Do you know what I mean? It might be Monday, maybe. You know, we'll see how it goes. Outside's nice. Outside's best. Outside's lovely. It's blowing a hoolie and the boats have been cancelled. Hopefully next week is still good. Yeah, the weather is something else right now. It's very wet. Phone fur. Do you see fur? Phone is pretty clean. It's only stuff like this that like attracts cat fur. I'm gonna pop it off. Ooh, there you go. You want to see what inside one of these mics looks like? I can't really do much more than that, to be honest. This has been really badly scratched by the cats. They have really gone for it. I'm surprised it's still alive. There's like chunks taken out of it. I just need to give it a little clean. Kind of brush off the poly fur. This is all poly, pretty much. This is 90% poly by weight. Because she's just something else. It's all white fur, bright white fur, which is why it stands out. Maybe I need a white one. I mean, I'll miss her when she's gone, but holy crap. I mean, there's enough poly fur to manufacture a whole new poly. She's immortal. She's beautiful and immortal. Just sitting in black screens waiting for you. If you're interested in collabing with Atomic Shrimp. I don't know Atomic Shrimp, but the username is cool. I like atoms. And I like shrimp. Pardo, can you get the cats to run the stream again? It's been a long time, hasn't it? Pardo, how long have you been like... When did you subscribe to the channel? It was a long time ago. 2023? I reckon. Must be. Atomic Shrimp doesn't talk about being ND, but I suspect he might be on the addiction spectrum. Is Atomic Shrimp local then? Is this a YouTuber that I can like... Or is it like far off lands? If any fibre artists here, we could knit, crochet, weave a second poly from a fur. If you would like a poly fur, I reckon that can be arranged. All I have to do is Dyson her, and then like it just pulls out reams and reams of fur from her infinite supply. By the way, Polly's not obviously groomed after being Dysoned, and there's like, I don't know. I mean, you can do it every hour. You can kind of harvest the poly, the fluffy butt. Here she is. She's just a puffball. It's just puffball. Can't hear me, can you? You get talked to a lot. Yeah. Look. See, pose, Polly. Influencer pose thing. Do the thing with the cats that TikTokers like to see. You're a TikTok cat. If anything, just do a little pose. Do like a little. No, don't look at me like that. That's suspicious. I don't like that. Okay, look somewhere else. There you go. Yeah, look over there. No, she says no. I don't know if you can see what's just... I've just contracted cat allergies. She's a sheepy cat. Yes, she is. She's a sheep. She's a feline sheep. She's sheep with claws. Atomic Shrimp's based out UK. Okay, and he does outdoor. Or they do outdoor. She does out... I don't know who Atomic Shrimp is. I'll have to look later. Yeah, I like being outdoors. There's so much to see. It's obviously a happy place, kind of. Not right now, it's not. I'm sure Harriet would disagree with me in this respect. With the wild adventuring, but yeah, I don't mind rain, right? But like, yeah, the weather is kind of a combo unhappy right now. I was on Discord from the beginning though. So I want to differ because like you were very quick on, and you were definitely subscribed to the channel from the start. Feline bovine creature. The Atomic Shrimp started making catch scammer videos and gadgets as well as food challenges and foraging. How did they manage to like bring an audience on that journey? Because that's quite a journey. That's like a complete. Those are different niches. Mike influenced me to start a channel. Nah, yeah, you can keep the credit for that one. You've got it in you, you know. It's good. I'm glad. I'm happy. I'm happy you said that. But like, you know, you've got the power. YouTube tried to teach me to spin with a drop spindle, but it was rather unsuccessful. So I don't know anything really much about the way of the craft, but I appreciate it. I'm just looking at poly as a potential source of infinite, like, I don't know, wool. what comes off? What comes off a poly? I'm gonna call it wool. You got more snow last night, 4 deep, 4 foot of snow. Wow, poly would disappear into that. You just see the little pink ears. Monetize Polly. Oh, she's very sweet. Yeah, absolutely. Get out and work, Polly. I don't know if it is themselves. Amazing. Yeah, it's a cool name. I'm pretty sure I will have heard it if I had. I'd look him up on my phone, but my phone is currently there. You were all inside my phone. I'm not sure which lens you're in though. There's a 1 in 3 chance. Not that one. You're that one. Okay, yeah, you're the bottom one. There you go. No scamming off my fingerprints, but you're the bottom lens. If anyone wants to know, I don't think I can pick the lens, by the way. That's just the lens. This one. You're all inside there. Boop. I wouldn't do that with Emma. And we're inside, free us. Oh, that's creepy. Okay. Sell bags of polyfluff. I genuinely think she should have her DNA sequenced. I know I go on about it a lot, but it's not normal. This, she's not unwell. This is just her fur, her coat is unbelievably good. Her brother, Gibson, he looks kind of like a stray almost. He's got, yeah, they look very different. Got his fingerprint, mission accomplished. Make another mic. It has been booped. Wish to know about needle felting and that it could be done with cat fur. Yeah! Let's do it onto needle felt cat fur or spin. Oh, here's Gibson. Gib. He's go. Okay, he's gone. Okay, he's gone. Gibson's a bit skittish. He loves Saber so much. You often see them together. But like, I wanted to show you Gibson just so you can see, like, he's just kind of standard. I don't want to say standard. Like Polly's special. This is a Polly superpower that I wish wouldn't happen everywhere. My childhood babysitter kept Angora rabbits and brushed them to sell the fur. They had big farm and was looking out for the next big income stream. Hydra's fur would have good staple length. Hydra, Nikki Bishop wants to skin you. That's Emma. I was gonna just brush like just brushing. Sorry, things are a bit weird right now. Your chat window is there. My chat window is there with you guys in it. Is Hydra sat on Polly? No, Polly's got her own one. There's another one of those beds and it's got Polly in it. And then there's just like a box there with Anna Ferret on top. Ferret? Sorry. Get some pink dye paint stripes on Polly and you'll have your own pack, puss. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. I wonder if it might just be easier to just bleach Emma, to be honest, and add a bit of pink. Get the undercoat on first. My spouse likes Atomic Shrimp's foraging and scam baiting content. So different, right? Okay, I have to go and check out this content creator. His foraging and cooking content? Okay, I'm not going to do foraging content on you guys unless it's blackberries or strawberries or something very easily identifiable. I picked up, we have some spring onions in a pot in the garden. And I picked some yesterday to cut into my rice. If you would have remembered the live stream I posted, the premiere, I was having some rice and I was going to put some like spring onion in. But I wasn't sure if the spring onion was spring onion or if it was actually daffodil. So I chewed a bit and it kind of tasted spring onion-y-ish, but I didn't trust it enough to actually eat it because daffodils are poisonous. So it was dark. So I didn't know if I picked a daffodil or a spring onion. That's the kind of forager I am. It's also the kind... Yeah. I don't think we'll do a foraging thing. That's not going to happen on this channel. We can leave it to the professionals. I do, however, enjoy watching foraging YouTube. So there's a lady in America, and she is amazing, and she does loads of shorts about like which one of these things is poisonous, and then talks about it, and she's great, very entertaining. And there's also a chap in the UK who does like foraging courses and things, and posts. His name's Marlo, and he posts tons of things. I think his channel's called Wild Food UK or something like that. It might be, it might not be, but I think so. And he tends to focus on like mushrooms and stuff, which is great. Thistle is a big thing. Yeah. Oh, Autism Addict. There's a big foraging community going on. There's a restaurant, or was a restaurant, down south of the island that only served foraged food. Like, everything was foraged. They didn't even sell tea and coffee because you can't forage it. They were literally like all into the foraging. Yeah, there's a big sort of foragey community. Oh, you know, if you chewed onion grass, I can reliably identify safe berries. That's about the extent of it. I'd never touch mushrooms. I found mushrooms interesting, but I wouldn't trust myself with them. Maybe, I think I can safely identify a bunch of things, but I could have worms in and stuff. I don't know. I don't trust myself. Maybe you could convince Atomic Shrimp to teach you how to forage UK. If you think that would be possible, I would 100% be down for that. I would 100%. I would 100% be down to go and learn a bit of foragey stuff and have a little walk around. I think part of the fascination... forage seaweed, yeah. Well, there's bootlace seaweed, which is like mermaid's trellis, which is quite salty, and you can make bread from it. I'm not like completely a layperson to the natural world, but to stuff on land, I near as damn it am. I don't know really any taxonomy or identification for many things. I am like a city person rather than a country bumpkin in that respect. However, if we go underwater, I can point out tons of stuff to you. With the exception of the seaweeds, which gets so complicated. Mike, you went and learnt ABA, which has been painful. It was. The ABA documentary video that I made was one of the worst things that I did last year. It was absolutely not worth it. I don't regret doing it, but it was stupid. And the only reason it happened is just because of like, well, what next? Okay, well, what next? Well, okay, well, what next? Okay, well, what next? Okay, well, what next? I will tell you something that happened that I never thought I'd ever hear from. Like, BCBAs contact me all the time, and they're all really lovely. How weird is that? I expected to get a lot of hate. I did get a lot of hate, but it was from autistic people that maybe saw the thumbnail and overreacted. I have had a lot of really nasty stuff, and it's been like, and I know exactly what it is. It's people overreacting. to the fact they've seen me and ABA associated, and they've just overreacted. They've had a bad day, they were sleepy, and they didn't sleep or whatever, and then they were like, rah, you know? That's how, you know, it's not personal, and I know they'd feel stupid if they listened to my video for a bit. But yeah, BCBAs are reaching out. Oh, hey, Catcher. How's it going? Yeah, so anyway, yeah, so BCBA's constantly sending me messages and things, and like, or leaving lovely comments or whatever. And I mean, not lovely enough to kind of like reform the field and leave or get a different job or something, but you know, broadly speaking, it must be quite difficult to be in that world, you know, and to need it for your job and everything. I can't relate though. It would be like me saying, I don't know. It would be like me saying that you're all fucking stupid and misled, and something like, you know, do you know what I mean? Like, in order to move and do something, it would require the biggest, most courageous thing and most courageous actions. It's you know, do you understand what I'm trying to say? They'd have to throw away all of their professional connections, more or less. It's quite, you know, it's a big ask, really. I'm not asking for them to leave ABA, but I don't think it's an ethical, moral, necessary industry. In fact, ABA clinics are under intense pressure at the minute because of Trump's cuts. But Trump obviously doesn't really think things through. I think that's not contentious and not a particularly political statement to make. And his cuts to a lot of social services with a little s, have meant that the autism ABA clinics are having a lot of their fundings, you know, and the schemes that they profit from cut. I'm not saying any of this is you know, it's obviously, it requires a scalpel, not a hammer. But you know, yeah, you know, it's a blast radius. So the current stuff that's going on with defunding of autism services is quite shocking, and it has a massive blast radius. It's nearly 100% with respect to the US. It's a big blast radius. I keep looking over there. You have to forgive me. It's not the eye contact thing. It's just my phone's over there. It's also weird looking at my phone because that's my phone. That's not a camera. That's my phone. I want to pick it up and play on it and scroll and see what's going on Discord. That's my phone. So yeah, I'm not going to talk to my phone because it was weird. Yeah, camera lens is fine, but my phone is, yeah, I talk to my phone. It's weird. Still a glowing rectangle. No, the screen's facing away. I tried to do it so that I could see the screen, so at least then I don't particularly want to look at myself, but I want to see how I'm framed in the shot. So yeah, I can't even do that. I'm just literally looking at the back of the phone. Elmin Light, are you asking if I know what you mean, or are you telling me that I know what you mean? Or is it the third option? Maybe it's wrong. And you should leave a job. Should be brainwashed. Yeah, sure. I mean, let's take, for example, Kaylin. There's no chance in hell Kaylin is ever going to leave ABA. When you make something like your whole life and your whole identity and stuff, like you can't leave, can you? Like, you can't even get a hobby. Like, there's not even any space in your life for that because you've made it so all-encompassing that there's nothing else. And if you were to leave, it wouldn't be like leaving a job. Moving house, changing jobs, breaking up a relationship, those are the three biggest known sort of like groups of stresses, right? And you'd be asking someone like Kaylin to do all three at the same time. It's like, no chance in hell. Come on now. Be reasonable. It's not like you can just get a different job. It's like, oh, right, well, you know. People change, especially young people. Yeah, they do, but if they've dug themselves into a hole that's really, really steep sides and goes down very, very deep, they're kind of stuck. I'm sorry to say. Never say never. Yeah, people do change. People mature and so on. Well, I did all three at the same time. I lived. Lived what? Oh, you moved house, broke up, and also changed job. Okay. Oh, you did good. I can't imagine it was a lot of fun for you. Can we have more? Is it autism or German, please? Yes. Yes, but I think we should possibly move to a different country. Finland obviously has the introversion stereotype. Oh, sorry about the cat. Sorry, the camera. I thought the camera. Well, the camera is there, but it's not there. It's there, isn't it? Big yawn. You see those teeth, everyone? Yeah, you don't want them wrapped around your arm. I've had lots of major changes, not all of them voluntary. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Scott, just pass through quick. Say hey all. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for popping in. Hope you're well. Tatooine, Amumans. MSC for closer. Finland. Yeah, and there's Japan, but I don't really know. Personally, I don't know much about Finland and Japan and Iceland and so on. These are different kind of cultures. So, and I know that I'm kind of like, you know, I guess there are some stereotypes in there, but you know, mostly it's autism stereotypes. I find a lot of conversations about autism online to be kind of banal, and because it's so heterogeneous. When you met one autistic person, like really you have, you can't draw lines between them. And that makes obviously support planning difficult, but you know, it makes making YouTube content difficult too in some respects, because you can't sort of aim it at someone. I suppose unless you are doing the ABA thing, in which case you go, all autistic people, level 3, blah, blah, blah. Need this, need the good old ABA, 40 hours a week, blah, blah, blah. You can make an entire living off of that. Anything more nuanced becomes super complicated because no one is going to relate to everything. Mostly because why should they? And obviously because, and that's before we even talk about disability. Do you know enough about Malaysia to do it? Yeah. Japan also has a very introverted culture. True. Yes. Yeah. True. Very true. I will continue to talk about cultural stuff. mostly the eye contact thing is what tickles me the most, and that is that, you know, by population, the East is a lot of people. If you assume that autism rates are more or less equivalent across the globe, then the prevailing silver bullet for autism is, do they avoid eye contact or prolonged eye contact or Western values of eye contact? So everyone that's sort of making, you know, like it's weird. It's the opposite way around. What are you doing? That would be the neurotypical thing. Like, okay, well, you know, you're avoiding making eye contact, so you can't be autistic because autistic people stare. I wonder if any culture acts both autistic and ADHD like. I mean, there are elements of every culture. I think the internet has flattened culture a lot. It's like we know about places now. We can talk to people from around the world, and different places have got different social expectations, and it's great to learn about those things and, you know, be exposed to those things. But obviously pre-internet, those of you old enough, you'll know that you weren't really exposed to other cultures, maybe via television programs or via, you know, different restaurants or whatever. But even so, like thin slices, you can completely there's nothing stopping human communication now, other than obviously governments or firewalls. But you know, INFJ stare. In South Korea, you have to slurp your food to show appreciation. Do you know something? Like, even going throughout the UK, you know, like the UK has got completely different cultures. Like, I'm currently, I mean, I'm not technically in the UK, but for the sake of the British Isles, I'm in the northwest, the north. And in the north, people tend to be more friendly, or at least they tend to sort of start social kind of niceties with you when you're out and about. In London, on the other hand, if you did that, people might think you're about to get mugged. And I'm not over exaggerating that. This is absolutely true. Or they're about to be sold something or whatever, right? People look at you like you're a combination of a mugger and a street evangelist if you even ask people what the time is, or even ask people, you know, say hello to someone on the tube. It is literally a big social faux pas in the UK to do that. Whereas in the north of England, it's the opposite. People are a lot more sort of friendly and familiar. You can kind of like, it's, you know, and all of that's just a day trip away, you know? It's kind of compressed. INFJ is type. Myers-Briggs personality type. I think I've said that right. There's a reasonable chance, given that I've been operating on about half the sleep for about the whole of the last week that I should be having, that I've said that completely wrong. But there is a test you can do online to kind of find out what your sort of personality type is. There was a big buzz a little while ago. You know, introverted, extroverted, and then how intuitive you are, or blah blah blah. It's you know, it's not perfect, but it's interesting. It certainly does kind of group culture, you know, or group sort of personality types under certain umbrellas. Yeah, I don't have a big beef with it. Should I? I don't know. It just is what it is. I think it gets weird when companies do it to their employees, and they force all their employees to do these tests, and they sort of use them in their sort of performance reviews and things, and that's crossing a line, because that's getting a bit weird. But Myers-Briggs, yeah, it's fair enough. Booth just ran over Polly to get out. like she was a pillow. Yeah, that's Polly, yeah. I used to be obsessed with MBTI. Well, I mean, I'm not trying to take it away from anyone. It just is what it is. It's just, it's a little pseudopsychology-ish, but also fun. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have any sort of beef about it. Maybe I'll do it on a live stream or something. Like we could do it as a fun little game. We could all do it together. We can answer the questions together and then say, hey, this is our types. It could just be a bit of fun. It's obviously more accurate than a horoscope, but you know, even so, I think you innately know if you're, you know, generally introverted, you recharge on your own, versus extroverted, where you recharge from the energy of other people. You know, are you sort of painfully at loose ends and need that energy of others in order to kind of like feel better and to feel energized yourself? I think classic kind of autistic kind of experience is generally introversion, but not exclusively. Barlow, I'm interested in what you find regarding like edible seaweeds, you know, purely on the basis like they're not available here, you know, so whatever you find will be strangely alien to me, and likewise vice versa. MBTI is on the verge of pseudoscience. Yes, it is. A lot of studies about MBTI links to the organization that promotes it itself. Yeah. I'm happy to accept that as almost certainly the case. I know they charge quite a lot of money for organizations to do the tests, and there's a lot of push I've seen them crop up in places I've worked in the UK. And that feels a little bit, I don't want to say cult-like, I want to say like an organization with a really good sales funnel. So, but you know, I hate the idea of getting employees at a workplace to do it, because it's like, what the fuck? Why is it any of your business? What the fuck? No, I'm not answering these questions. No, go away. That's how I feel about it. But if you want to do it yourself, no, why not? Why not? Some of the autism questionnaires on the internet are absolutely fucking batshit as well. I'm not even talking about the ones that we know what the limitations are, like, you know, the usual suspects. But there's some absolutely nutty ones. I was thinking about maybe doing a video about them just because it would be funny. You know, like, what's your autism type in 3 questions, that sort of thing. There's some fun, you know, there's some funny internet ones. And it's all like hustling kind of organizations trying to sell you kind of a program or whatever. You have to laugh. I think I'm an INFJ or an INFP. I can't remember. INFP. I'll have to have a little look. But, you know, I feel like doing some of those. I was going to do a video on the AQ, and I'm in 2 minds about it. Partly I'm in 2 minds about it from a responsibility perspective, really. I don't want to do a video of how to pass the AQ test or whatever. I just would do it as myself and talk you through it and go, these are how I would answer these questions, and this is why. And also talk about the limitations of the AQ, of which there are many. But there's so many AQs as well. There's a whole bunch of them with different numbers on the end for denoting the number of questions. They're so variable, you know. More than Inky Cap, I'm an ambivert, so occasionally identify with FNFP2. Interesting. Or is that ENFP? Yeah. People have called me an ambivert. Nina calls me an ambivert. I don't know. I get really animated around things that I'm interested in, and with people who are also interested in those things. So I don't know. I don't know if social responsibility is particularly high with internet content creators. I don't know if people feel the same pressure or weirdly. I'm not trying to tell you I'm a big anything. I'm not putting myself on a pedestal, not even slightly. I'm just saying it's like perfectionism, but also don't mislead people. And also people want to be misled as well sometimes. Like when I'm making content, sometimes I just want to say fuck all of it and just do it anyway. But I'm like, ah, I don't want to mislead people. I fucked up one of my references on the Sabine video too. And I put a warning triangle in the description of the video with the details of how I fucked up. My errata. It wasn't a big fuck up. It wasn't a big fuck up worthy of like a re-edit or anything. It's just one line that I said I attributed to the wrong study, which I completely made a mess of. And honestly, if you guys realized how tired I am and how bad my vision is right now, it's like, yeah, I'm surprised I didn't make more terrible mistakes. Hardlight, take care. Have a lovely day for us. Thanks for the verdict. I'm definitely not calm. Just decapitated this. Decapitation. The I and the N are always very high on success. Definitely with the one GPs and speed dependent on other things. Okay. Maybe, I don't know if I'll do a video on Myers-Briggs. Purely for shits and giggles and entertainment. Like just purely like, this is entertainment YouTube now. You've crossed into entertainment YouTube. There's nothing about science here. This is just interesting. And the fact is, there are some interesting questions on Myers-Briggs, and they do kind of put you into buckets. But then again, I know Scientology does something similar, so. We're in for a nice lunch and I have no spoons left. I don't really mind labels. So many times I don't need a label though. What do you need labels for? Yeah, I get you. I got you. Yeah, as for labels and clothes, some of them don't bother me, but sometimes they do. And if they do, they're out. I don't, what's the word? I'm not, it begins with P, and it means you do something in advance. Help me out. I need the word. What is it? What's the P word? Begins with P. You do something in advance. Can someone just type it so I can get off this thought? Yeah, I'm not like that with labels necessarily. Like, it depends on the label. Like, if I know that proactive, yes. Yes, proactive, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sort of proactively cutting off the labels, you know. And of course, this one's quite silky, but it was like really bugging me like in the stream. And I was surprised that it was on, because if it's bugging me, it's not a new t-shirt. And I've removed the labels for most of the t-shirts, but obviously that one must have just gone through the, you know, not noticed, but it was irritating. Did you make a video about people that tell me they don't need labels? I already have. Most of my earlier videos were really heavily focused around labels. Labels of pants are the worst. This is underwear. Yeah, I agree with you. Yep, British pants. Yeah. Boxer shorts, etc. Labels. Yeah. Those are proactively removed. I proactively remove them, or buy them without labels. Ones that just have like the label effectively like screen printed on, so that the the information is there, like the back of a cereal box, but you don't have a label. I don't even know why even neurotypicals would accept the labels in certain locations. Why would you want a label literally like tickling your bum? I don't understand. Like, who, like, it's things like that that make me think, am I the weird one here? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why would you put a label there? At least put the label on the outside. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to have underwear labels, put them on the outside of the underwear. Why are they sewn onto the inside? I don't understand. Why would you do that? What's wrong with you? Why the... Yeah, that's very good money to have someone tickle your bum, Mike. Okay, so what you're trying to tell me, Jansen, is it's a feature. It's a feature to a party that I have not been invited to. It's like, why would you have? Why do these labels exist? Like, some labels in clothing is not a bad issue. I don't know that this has a label in it. It does not. It does, but it's built in. It's kind of like, it's hard to explain, but like, you can see that right there. It's kind of like a. It's just part of the. It's part of the thing, and it's so low down. It's not a problem. It's like, do that then. Have a, if you're going to have like a bit of branding with a bit of information on it about like care label or whatever, okay, fine. But it's kind of like built into the garment. It's lower. It's sort of between my shoulder blades, sort of almost. That's fine. Great. Good. Don't put labels around necks. Don't put labels where your skin is thinner and more sensitive. This is true for every gender. It's true for every age, relatively speaking. If you don't feel like you have sensitive neck skin, that's all right. Good. But it's thinner and more sensitive than, say, for example, the back of your arm or whatever. And don't put labels on, like, against your skin where it's going to like jiggle about, whatever. Yeah. it blows my mind. Like, and I'm not even as sensitive as many autistic people are. I know of people who can't put cream on their skin because of the sensitivity issues, blah, 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 blah. The, you know, sensitivities can come in all shapes and sizes, and some people have a very hard disabling time with it. Whereas for me, it's just a medium annoyance, let's just say. Joking, so I'm seeing more printed on labels like, yeah, me too. There you go, started essentially not as bras. Yeah, women's clothing has got its own issues. Like, where are the pockets? Pockets, man. Where are the pockets? Like, like, yeah, there's problems. But yeah, labels, just on clothing in general, it just it gone. Get it gone. Did anyone have iron-on labels? Do you know when you went to school, if you had to use school uniforms? Sorry, for those of you that didn't have school uniforms, the pleasurable experience of wearing the lowest quality clothes against your skin. School uniform used to give me fucking meltdowns. It used to push me, oh my God. You know, what a great way to start off your education than cramming yourself into... I mean, it wasn't like my uniform was ill-fitting more than anyone else's, okay? It's what so scratchy. The most scratchy material. If I say to the Brits in here, that kind of like trouser or skirt grey material, do you know what I'm talking about? I've never seen it on adult clothing. I've never seen it on like civilian clothing. Let's call it that. I've never seen that material in clothing on any. Oh, not that I'm walking around touching people's clothes or anything, but like I've not, you know, that material which is obviously made for uniforms, from the same place that does scratchy toilet paper, the same factory. Okay, they just compress the scratchy toilet paper into this like homogeneous, you know, mid dark grey. I don't even know what it is. It's not cotton anymore. It's weird. It's like nettles. It's made from nettles. It's made from stinging nettles. The shirts, all right, fine. I mean, I didn't get on with them and everything, but okay, that's one thing. But the grey material on like the trousers, like what the actual hell? Also, as soon as they see any masonry at all, massive holes. They just tear. Every Brit knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's just like, but then no one else really had a problem with it, as far as I could tell. Obviously, there's a community that understands. I want to know what was in it. It feels like it was maybe it was even wool. Maybe there was wool in it. I don't know. It was just mass-produced, you know, cheap kind of like military wear for school children. I don't know, punishment wear. Like, it's not a great way to start off the day. Just go with cargo pants. Well, I just mean like school uniform. It's not a problem for me now. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, no, this has not been a concern of mine, a going concern of mine for quite some time. The vast majority of my life, this has not been a going concern. Karen, there's no such thing as late, but yeah, it started 2 hours ago. Everyone, it feels like cheap fabric costs a fortune. Yeah, school uniform is super expensive. My son's school uniform wasn't... It was still low quality stuff, but it wasn't as bad as I remember mine being. It felt like it was like 20% better. And 100% more expensive. They made them... You went to a school, they had to wear blazers and stuff, so yeah. Uniform material is slightly better now, doesn't tear. Youngest kids going out. Oh, I used to tear mine all the time. Like if you fell, if you bumped, if you leant against the wall, you walk away looking like a rock star with all of the cuts in your trousers. You know what I mean? Penitentiary material. If it went to schools, it would require a weapon permit. We have blazers too. Actually, did you know something? I think blazers is an upgrade because you get the pockets and stuff. I personally, if I went to a school that had blazers, well, which it does now, actually instantly, the school I went to, it just had like sweaters, like jumpers. And they weren't the worst things in the world. They were okay. Those weren't crazy issues. But the trousers were terrible. In fact, actually, they were quite bad. Some parents would go to Marks and Spencer's and buy the trousers there. But because they were a slightly different grey, they were banned. So you couldn't go and get like high street trousers that were like a little bit more comfortable, a little bit nicer. And also I think they were a bit cheaper. You had to have the sackcloths. But yeah, it used to drive me nuts. It was like every single fucking lesson I'd be thinking about ripping these fucking things off. Okay, and I don't think that it was as much of an issue for me as it has been for other people. But then again, I'm obviously speaking to other people at school, and none of them had an issue with it. It's just me. I remember there being a rule about not being able to take blazers off unless the school made a specific heat announcement. That's still the case. That's still the case. I remember, obviously the parenting drama of, well, they're not allowed to wear coats inside the school because coats have to be removed before you go inside a school. Even if the school is, let's just say, a refrigerator. And also, like, yes, the blazer has to stay on unless there was, like, the Met Office had announced that there's a heat wave, Yeah. I kind of understand why schooling is the way it is, kind of. I kind of understand this sort of, like, over-the-top disciplinarian kind of view for control and behavior. But the flip side is, I feel like I would have done better without that environment. Personally. I can't say for sure, but it was super toxic. I'm surprised I didn't do school refusal. I didn't think it was an option. My attendance was impeccable. I did not realise that you could bunk off school until around the time of my GCSEs, and at that point I was like, oh, okay, I'm doing my exams now. But yeah, kids weren't really sort of. There used to be adults in the high street looking for truants as well. There used to be, that was a thing when I was at school, in high school. When I was in high school, if you bunked off, which I did during my A-levels, but that was a different thing altogether because at that point, it's on you, right? The school doesn't care, college doesn't care. But there are adults sort of patrolling the high street, picking up kids, which sounds weird. Because it's like, why aren't you at school? It was a big thing back then. Oh, scrubs. Yeah, scrubs now come in amazing colors and patterns, and also footwear for like nurses and stuff. You can get incredible, really comfy orthopedic, which they need, obviously. You can get really good footwear now for healthcare workers. I didn't even realise skipping sports day was a thing. I'm lucky my kids, they have 100% attendance. Yeah, absolutely. I think I would like to say a big sweeping statement, which you can all criticise me for, but I think I think neurodivergent kids in schools, it's a challenge, right? It's harder to do. My personal viewpoint, feel free to push back on me. It's okay. Although we are going to have to party just because of the time. So I'm going to run away, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But I think that school kind of works quite well for neurotypical teens. It's really set up for them. Very, the expectations, the social hierarchies, the whole lunchtime stuff, the whole kind of playtime disputes, everything. It is very set up for neurotypicals, effectively. Maybe neurotypicals, even with ADHDers, potentially a bit of an overlap. But yeah, schools kind of, yeah, they're a big issue for me. I feel like others could break rules like drawing attention, but seem to stand out. So did you think school uniform would help you, Charlie? Because part of the argument for school uniform is that it helps you kind of not stand out. It helps you kind of fit in, so you can kind of blend in. You can kind of be a bit more incognito in school uniform. That's the advantage of school uniform, is that you can hide. You can hide better in school uniform because you blend in. No one's like looking at like what you're wearing, and you can't identify somebody by their clothes easily. That's probably the prevailing advantage to school uniform. From an ND perspective, I mean, you can kind of hide, you blend in. I spent most of high school hiding in the sick room. For the first few years of high school, I spent most of it in the toilets. Well, I had a few other sort of hiding places or go-to places, but, you know, weren't allowed to use the library, which is like really weird because that would have just been perfect. So all I wanted to do was just sit in the library. All I needed was like a chair, maybe a little table or something, and a clock so that I knew when like to go. Like my requirements were very mild. Yeah, and it wasn't until, you know, Group of Misfits later on. And by the way, I referred to this Group of Misfits many times on my live streams, and then one of them arrived. And used to come to he used to be in these Tuesday live streams for quite a while. If you're still there, David, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're good. But that's a weird culture shock, and not a very relatable one, I imagine. But it is a bit weird to be telling stories from your sort of like, you know, adolescence, and then somebody who was quite prominent in your adolescence rocks up into your live stream, goes, "Hey." It was very sweet when he was like, "Yeah, that's fine," because we were basically, and it's like, yeah, okay, cool. It's very sweet. ADHD break in the music practice rooms. Yeah, I tried the music practice rooms. Like teachers, Pete Warmby's book, Untypical, is excellent at this. He's a former high school teacher, and he would talk about how teachers in the UK particularly would be tasked during break times for rooting out kids that were not socializing in the playground. You know, up to no good is the presupposition. They're up to no good. You know, so they're going to go looking for you. They're hunting for you, basically. You know, when the break time bell goes off, you've got like bullies hunting for you and to kind of make your life hell. You've also got adults hunting for you to make your life hell too. So you can't hide in a music room, not always, or you can't hide in a library. Those areas became unlocked as you leveled up through the school years. So when the library was unlocked, when the music room was unlocked, when computers and IT rooms were unlocked, you know, then school became a hell of a lot better. That was okay then. That was a lot better. But for the first 3 years, I was just a ghost. Take care, Jessica. Thanks for being here. I'll catch up with you on a Discord. That wasn't a threat. This was just like, just tired. It's just like, I'll catch up with you. It's a lot better when they were younger, but in high school, it's become a huge challenge. Yeah. They don't know the kids are more often up to no good when in packs. Yeah, true. Kitty in the garden. That's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you spot one or maybe even two, I would just turn a blind eye to them, you know what I mean? Leave them alone. And then like when you start getting like larger numbers, it's like, yeah, got my eye on you. I'm watching ya. With my little teacher radio. My little teacher PMR 446 radio with 8 channels. We've got a I spend my time wandering the really big outside areas. Yeah, I understand that. Me too. Occasionally, yeah. Sometimes I'd wander them just aimlessly. which wasn't really a problem for me, to be honest. Depended like how actively I was being bullied. If it was, you know, during some particularly horrible times, I would just hide in the loos. But otherwise, I'd just be kind of, you know, I'd mill around, try and find somewhere quiet. Make kindred indie folks to hang out with in high school. Yeah. Likewise. I think it's just hilarious that one of them. There's a few people that could potentially have been, but like one of them finds my YouTube channel and it's like, yeah, okay. yeah. I know you're feeling okay, but you could get assessed, you know. Things fell apart in sixth form college and started skipping a lot of classes. 3,000 kids, okay. Wow. Access Computer Lab. Yep, same thing. Yep. Same thing. Yeah, it became quite the opposite actually. I became quite social and engaged, and there was a decent little group of us. And it was lovely. You know, if any others of you are watching this, I hope you're well and safe. Is the message I would send to my old, you know, GCSE era high school friends. Yeah, it was lovely. It would have been great to have had those sorts of friendships earlier on as well. We used to leave campus for a bit sometimes. Big school, well-timed disappearance. Oh, I wish I had the wherewithal to be like you guys. You sound so cool. I'm just picturing you in like a bomber jacket, just like slipping out of school. Do you know what I mean? Have a little walk around town, come back. Oh, just cruising. How easy. Ah, oh, delightful. Unlike me in the bogs. No, didn't move to the Isle of Man from Germany. Moved to the Isle of Man from near London. About 11, 12 years ago now. Most of my life has been in the UK, has been in England. But yeah, the first 10 years was Germany. So yeah, I arrived for the last year of primary school, or half of the last year of primary school. And it was awful. I hated it. I loved being in Germany, and I loved the German classes and everything, and it was all great. Was it a NAF jacket, Helen? There was a really rude rhyme that went along with that. Was it a NAF something CO or whatever? CO64 or something. NAF jacket. I wasn't brave to break rules. Yeah, Charlie, you and me both. I think there's nothing wrong with an independent streak. That's been my parenting style. Like, these are lessons I've learned on, and like, you know, these are encourage my kid to be rebellious. But yeah, you know, it's just about having like sufficient awareness as to what's going on in the world around you, in society, in the, you know, in your little, you know, onion layers around, but also to have the knowledge of being who you are as well. It's really quite important to understand your identity personally and not have to derive too much validation from third parties. Obviously, it's good to have friends, it's good to have support networks, it's good to communicate, it's good. All these things are good and healthy and amazing and life affirming and everything. My point is like just building up that, I guess, ego, awareness of yourself. I think I'm the anti-Dr. K. I spent my whole life fawning. I feel like I've wasted so many years fawning. my God. I don't want us to do trauma dumping. It's so tempting to just get my camera and just trauma dump for an hour. Go on a walk, just trauma dump. It's all I can think about when I'm, you know. And it's like, oh man, that's not, you know, it's obviously super relatable and they probably get fucked on the views, but like the point is like the long and short of all of the waffle is just, you know, work on people's adult ego states. Like just be as confident and as understanding of you and your value, your innate value as you can. Focus on those things. Yeah, it would have helped me to have been a bit more rebellious and a bit more back chatty when I was younger. But believe it or not, I was silent. I didn't speak for such a long time, intentionally. Not that I couldn't, just after you get like stung so many times, eventually you sort of start to wither. You start to make up less space, and that's not healthy. That's not healthy. Although obviously it's really well rewarded because, particularly from like an era of children should be seen and not heard. Particularly from like a schooling perspective as well. You want to be quiet and conscientious and just smile and nod and all that sort of stuff. And like just other people, they can just get anything they want out of you. You're just fawning constantly. You don't really have to think because you know every action is just going to be a fawn. It's really hard to break out of. You have to do it consciously. Okay, deleting chat messages here. That's pretty much just me trauma dumping. Yeah, look. Yeah, I mean, it's relatable, and I try not to trauma dump really. I am quite a positive person. Like my nature is quite positive, but holy shit. And like. But I mean, I wish I went for my friends more, even if my friends ditch me. Yeah, friends will come and go. Good ones will stay, like long term. You know, the long haul. I sometimes don't talk to friends for a long time, and then pick up, and you know, it's just is what it is. Charlie, yeah. I found Mike because I'm autistic and over 40. I want to talk about that a bit more. I might do a walk and talk. Talk to the middle-aged. Skateboarding was transportation for me. Amazing. Amazing. There is a little skateboarding Easter egg coming up at some point later on this year, probably. I'll say no more. I think you're quite negative, but it's plan for the worst, hope for the best. Oh right, yeah. Oh, that's not to say I'm not crippled with anxiety and cortisol. It's just that I'm quite positive. Is there a wildlife sanctuary where you are, Mike? Kind of a bit. Not an all animal or a big wildlife sanctuary. There's like a hedgehog rescue. There's like a bird rescue, wild bird rescue. There's like charities involved in marine conservation and whale and dolphins and cetaceans and stuff. But otherwise, no, not really. I think there's someone that rescues snakes and exotic animals. Quite a small island. I made a skateboard team and I've got wheels for it. I can't even try learning, but I don't think I'm allowed to skate with. Nice. Okay. Hedgehogs, birds, marine conservation, all things to love. Yeah. And do you know something? I find people that are into this sort of thing to be decent, like nice people. The sort of people that, you know, I don't mind being around. I find people that have got like, I'm not saying that they're autistic. I'm not saying that they're neurodivergent. Probably are neurodivergent in some respect, I think. But yeah, I mean, people that are so passionate, neurotypicals too, right? They're so passionate about something that there's such a good vibe. Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I would try not to spend too much time thinking too much about friendship bullying and stuff during teenage and adolescence years, because I think a lot of people behave in ways that they regret. I feel like I would like to think that. And there's a lot of kind of like social experimentation going on. You know, a lot of people trying out manipulation kind of for the first time, you know, like overtly, or a lot of people behaving in ways that they wouldn't have done, or their parents would be horrified by, you know what I mean? Or their current day selves would be. But they're kind of like testing it out. So there's an awful lot of trash, psychological trash, I think, in schools in that sort of time. I always found animal people to be most friendly. Yeah, me too. I mean, there is definitely animal people politics. But yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I find animal people to be pretty cool, pretty chill, pretty cool. I find anyone who's sort of like interested in something that's either unusual or has an unusual intensity to be interesting, or there to be some sort of like good energy, good vibe. You know, I'm sounding 1960s now. But yeah, I like that, right? It's nice. It's nice. It's nice to kind of like, so maybe I'm an ambivert then, because I enjoy hearing about people's interests and, you know, and that's energizing. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like, you know, I get really into it too. I could get really into insects. I know very little about insects, but someone that's really into insects, it's like super fascinating. Like, I did a first aid course a couple of years ago. It was an outdoor sort of first aid course, basically for like if people trip and fall and break a leg and that sort of stuff. But there was a guy on the course who was basically into insects. Insects, he just knew everything about insects. And I just made sure when I was having lunch that I was hanging around near him. Because he was just like, oh, this bee is like a mining bee and it's like doing this thing and it's going to go over there and it's going to... And like, it's just amazing. I'm just like, I just carry on talking. It's fine. I'm just like listening. If I have any questions, I'll let you know. I'm just like learning about all of this stuff to do with these bees I'd never heard of before, and how they're one of only so many different species of this type of bee. And this guy was just incredible. And I'm just like absorbing all this bee knowledge and insect knowledge. And it's great because now I will start to see these bees and it reminds me of him and that first aid course. And he's just another participant on it. But it's just fascinating. He was there because when he does his bee, I think he does bee talks or insect walks or whatever. And obviously he needed a first aid certificate, you know, qualification and some skills practiced in case somebody has an incident or whatever. Fascinating. Love it. Love it. I can't get enough of it. Just like, you know, I could listen to Chris Packham talk about stuff all day, as long as it wasn't like 2 hours of fox hunting. I can do near enough anything else. He could talk to me, you know, I'd listen to him about anything else. Just go for it. I'm fascinated. It's interesting. And I love seeing energy from others in that respect. That is not necessarily introversion, but I find that rejuvenating and charging and super fascinating. Same with the marine stuff. It's so lovely, and I love seeing the look on people's faces. Everyone just sort of lights up when they've seen something, or even if they're disappointed that they didn't see it but someone else did, or maybe someone got a photo of something and it's like, oh my god, let's have a look, and it's so exciting. It's like play, but it's like being a child again. That's energizing. I find that more in neurodiverse communities or neurodiverse adjacent communities. I don't really have anything to do with neurotypical people anymore. Like, it's not really a thing. It's not too much of a factor in the day to day. I've kind of like, you know, painted myself into a corner in life with respect to things that I'm interested in and how that Venn diagram overlaps with other people interested in something. It doesn't have to be the same thing. Even if it's adjacent, it's super interesting. It's not small talk. Kind of. Yeah, I think partly because the small talk stuff has been done already. So that's kind of like, okay, we've established the comfort boundaries already. So now we don't need to do that. I think it might be that. So it's related to not being small talk. That handshake has happened already and it's recent enough that it doesn't need to happen again. So, you know, where the conversation can be a little bit more about like, okay, well, what's the tide? When does the tide go out? How long do we have in the sea? You know, that's kind of conversation, as opposed to a metaphor for life, which is what Brits do. lots of British people very much talk about the weather, but it's actually a metaphor for how they're feeling. They may not know that they're doing it, but they really are. Oh, the just a joke. Yeah. Yep. I even saw that in my comment section on the Sabine video that I posted yesterday. Oh, you know, you don't understand humor. It's just, Sabine's just being funny. And it's like, I don't know what culture this person is in that they thought that Sabine's video was amazingly humorous. I didn't get humor vibes from it. And I find a lot of things funny. So there's a lot of it's just a joke. It's just a joke. It's like, I can't. I mean, she did say like some self-deprecating humor, which I didn't think was funny, but I think it was meant to be funny. About not being autistic but just being rude. I think she was just trying. I think she was trying to be a bit edgy and stuff and funny. Okay. I'm not autistic. I'm just German. That was funny. Yep. I don't know that was intended to be funny. I don't know that was intended to be funny. It was just funny. But you could also replace German with Finnish or Icelandic or Japanese or Swiss. Can't one be both autistic and German? Yes, one can be autistic, German, and an asshole. All of those things together. It is possible. You can be all of those things. Yes, you can be a horrible neurodivergent person. Yes, it is possible. Yeah, of course it is. And to suggest, and also to think that it's not possible, i.e., that let's say disabled people can only be happy and inspirational, is kind of infantilizing and rude. Which is partly one of the reasons why I wanted to work with Balessa, is just because of the neurodivergent people or autistic people. Let's be specific about it. Autistic people, you know, awkward autistic people can have, you know, healthy, happy sexuality as well. You know, it doesn't. There's no like. Just, I feel like it's an antidote to the trope of, oh, that's so inspirational, or oh, isn't that so lovely, or isn't that, or you know, very, you know, it's in the infantilization. It's an antidote to it because it speaks directly to the place that people don't want to think about. You know, respectable people don't think about things like that. You know what I mean? That was sarcasm. Elon Musk, anyone? You can be South African autistic and visual human. Yeah. I do wish Elon Musk was happier, because he's obviously unhappy. He says he's unhappy. I hope he's, you know, I hope he's happy. You know, I prefer him to be happier. But hey ho. The Blessed video is genuinely a masterpiece. I wish I was a teen instead of the BS we got at school. I appreciate that, Charlie. That's really kind of you. That video tanked because YouTube hated it. Like. You know, I had a back and forth with YouTube about it. My only communication with YouTube has only ever been about that video. I've never had any other communication with YouTube. Oh, except for them, like, there's some gross stuff with YouTube wanting, like, they want me to turn on channel memberships, but I'm not going to. But yeah, like, yeah, it turns out that they didn't like the vibrators being on. Apparently a vibrator that's on, and I don't mean in a sexual way. Like I believe I was being, apart from like a few innuendo bits and pieces with like the Sabrina Carpenter stuff, I was being it was very bland. It was just funny. It was a dichotomy, wasn't it? Because of the ocean and everything. I thought it was funny. I still have B-roll from that. like lots more like outtakes. I never posted them on Patreon. Yeah, like they just didn't want them. Like that was what upset them in the end. They actually told me exactly what it was. They were very clear. I had a bit of back and forth with them. I appealed, they rejected the appeal, and I appealed again, which is like the last appeal. And they were like, "All right, this is why." You know, it was too graphic. And I'm like, "What do you mean it was too graphic?" It was like, I did it as a PG sort of, you know, mildly trauma-informed PG kind of 15 kind of. That's what I aimed for. I went through community standards really carefully. And, you know, I just, so what's the matter? And they were like, you know, it was just the vibrators. They just didn't like it. But then again, I just want to say to YouTube, like, just fucking grow up. You guys host adverts for stem cell therapy for autistic kids, which is a dangerous, you know, unscientific intervention, which can cause lifelong problems. Pseudoscience, you know, extracting bone marrow from a kid's leg and injecting it into their scalp. You know, YouTube hosts adverts for that. So you know, I don't know that they can take the moral high ground for me showing, you know, an adult stim toy in the sea, in an appropriate way. It's just funny. I just like, you know, it really offends my veracity, if you will. You know, because I'm just like, hey guys, you know, like, YouTube is so censored, it's weird. No, it's like what it censors is weird. YouTube's got a weird, like some things are okay, some things are not okay. So, you know, like you can swear more on YouTube now, which over the last year they've loosened the rules on you know, adult language. Okay, great. But if I show something that's completely like, I hate to say it, but even like, you know, it's not, or whatever. Sorry, this is trauma dumping. This is modern day professional trauma. I'm just like, what the hell are you doing, guys? What's going on? And obviously, if YouTube don't like it, then it didn't break any standards, so they couldn't remove the video. But obviously, you can only really see it if you have the link, because YouTube ain't going to show it to you, which is very disappointing in terms of views. I caught a bit of SNL UK, and they were shocked at being able to swear. I haven't seen SNL UK yet. I want to. I wonder what the reception's like. I wonder what people think of SNL UK. I really want to see it. I want to. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can definitely swear. After 9 p.m, you can. It's more or less unlocked. And yeah, any number of violent and firearm videos are cleared for general consumption. Yes, true. Although the firearm community I'm aware of have had issues with YouTube with respect to like certain things, like showing a gun, but you can't do certain things. Like but when I say certain things, I don't mean anything that's risque. I just mean like YouTube created some strange content policies that felt a bit strange for that group of people, for that audience. They've done the same thing, but instead of a gun, it's a vibrator, and they've just, you know, I just think it's funny. Should we share it around again? Well, why is all my technology being weird today? I was about to say something, and then I realized that it wouldn't have been an Easter egg as much as a dead giveaway. So I'm going to say, Helen, that you don't need to share that video. Yeah. I need to get better. I need to plan my Easter eggs. They need to be more thought out. Stimmed like button. In fact, actually, on that note, I'm bad at transitions. I don't know how to tell you. The 2-minute breaks are supposed to happen every half an hour. Always have been. So yeah, I mean, what? Where do I go with this? Thank you all very much for coming. We will be on Discord having some games for a bit and having a little play. This live stream will not be on next Tuesday at the normal time. I will make a post about it. I intend to make a post about it, let you know. There will be a video before then. There's going to be a video this weekend, so keep tuned. I'm trying to get videos out, more videos, because they're good. And I'll see you. Yes, exactly. Thank you all for coming here, and thank you for being here, and good for transitioning. Thanks so much. I will press the transition button. There it is. So yeah, I'll see some of you on the Discord. Should we say 1:30? So in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, we'll do the after party. If you're not a member already, you do need to be one to do this. But there is free stuff on YouTube. Like I say, it's the YouTube video I'm working on at the minute. There are Patreon videos. Everyone I promised you is queued to go up. I'm going to have to spam you on Patreon. You're going to see some stuff. There's some stuff, more stuff cut out from the last video that needs to go out. There's obviously Saber and helping me count 100 Skittles. There's a whole load of things. But stim the like button. If you are new here and you have not stimmed the subscribe button, stim the subscribe button. Shaken and not stirred. Shaken and not stimmed. Schmidt, good. Yeah, good time zone, everyone, and I'll see you all soon. Bye. Remember to stim the like button and come back to the channel to watch more videos. I'll see you. I won't see you next Tuesday, probably, but there will be something. There'll be something out. Something will come. There'll be stuff. There's more content, is what I'm trying to say. If you remember, obviously, I'll see you in about 3 minutes on the Discord.